Hello again everyone, Age of June here, and we're back with another League of Legends Shoutcast. This one will be from the EU West server again. I decided to go ahead, take a look at their rankings for Challenger, and pick one of the people that I know from pretty high up, and that of course is this guy right here, Fnatic Rekkles. I always used to want to say Rekkles, because, yeah, Rekkles. But no. After watching the LCS for a while, every time they say it Rekkles, so I'm going to go with Rekkles. Oh, and it's got Gnar. Excellent. So, I've heard a lot about him. I've heard he's ridiculously unimpressive. So, naturally, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing him in here, and we'll see how that ends up going. But it's also got Forgiven, who, from what I understand, used to be a fairly unpleasant player to play with. I don't know if that's still the case. I haven't been following that closely with them. But I know from what I've heard, he used to be pretty darn unpleasant. So hopefully he's not so much anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the players here while we're waiting for everything to start up. We've got a Swain top, played by H2K Odoamne. Yes, Odoamne. Yeah, that's actually fairly common right now, apparently. Well, maybe not fairly common, but we've seen it a couple times in the LCS right now. So we'll probably be seeing quite a bit more of that. He, of course, is going to be against that Gnar, played by Peepus3K. Mid lane, we're going to have, apparently Annie. Dark Side 4 against Zed, played by Knee Godbro. And the bot lane, we've got Forgiven 658 against Fnatic Rekkles, or Rekkles, sorry. Woo! Yeah, I'm probably going to do that a couple times. Rekkles V2, which is actually higher, amusingly, than just his regular account. And then we've got these supports. Nut in My Butt playing Braum, and M Squeeze as the Thresh. I will probably not be saying that name anymore, the Braum's name. No, we'll just go with Braum. Right, battle has begun. Finally, we've got the junglers. Jarvan IV, played by Finite, versus H2K's Trashy. Alright. So, to see how that ends up going. It's kind of interesting to see Zed back in here. At the same time, it's not really all that surprising. He was just buffed recently with his ultimate change. That he now jumps behind people instead of in front of. So, I mean, used to, you jump to here if he goes in with his ultimate. And, of course, that means if they immediately turn around and walk away, he gets maybe one auto attack. And, other than that, he's not really going to get much. Now, he ends up here. Or, wherever he appears. So he'll end up on the opposite side, so he'll get an auto attack there, can keep walking, stutter step, and just keep getting auto attacks as he goes off. So it's actually a pretty nice buff for them. Braum looks like he's trying to go for that Tristana, does not end up landing the skill shot though, so that didn't go well at all for him. And wow, seems to be, oh actually never mind, just going ahead and warding up there. Missed that CS by just a little bit. I want to see him play a little bit. Oh, misses the ability, or misses the return there. So that, of course, is going to be a really nasty cooldown. And he's being forced to play super passive by this Swain here. He's having a pretty bad time. And, honestly, I can't say I'm overly surprised, just based on what I've heard. People say that he's very underwhelming. Question is that a factor of people not knowing how to play him, or is he actually just underwhelming? I don't know. It's probably a mixture of the two. By now, I expect, at least somebody would know how to play him a little better. But at the same time, I haven't seen many complaints recently either. So, could be just a mixture of those. Looks like Annie's coming over. Hello, there is a Kha'Zix in that bush. And Zed comes in. That is first blood there for that Zed. She was coming over to ward it, but unfortunately for her, that was a pretty unpleasant time. On the plus side for her, well, not really on the plus side, but it did blow the Kha'Zix flash there. Wow, he took a lot of damage when he shapeshifted. What did he choose? Oh, obviously, he didn't get to choose to shapeshift. But I want to see if he decided to go in on that shapeshift, or it just happened and he was slow getting out. There we go. Taking a little bit of damage, and yeah, he sort of kind of went in, and then actually kind of missed his ability there. So, good shot there with the rock, making sure that Swain couldn't continue chasing him down. But unfortunately for him, didn't really help enough, as he has been successfully bullied off the lane. He does have teleport, so he can go back right now and be back to lane right about the time this minion wave gets there. but it looks like he's actually going to stick around, which is kind of surprising to me. But he's going for it. Got that CS. Good job there. And... oh, got hit by the bind. That is probably dead. Yep. Yeah, I can't say I'm surprised there. I definitely think he should have gone back when he had that safety. He would have missed a couple CS, but he wouldn't have died. And he still would have got the majority of this, whereas now... well, actually, he's got Telly, so he's still going to get the majority of this. But honestly, I definitely feel he would have been better served by just heading back there. And then coming back to lane, using that teleport afterwards. Because, you know, giving up that kill is a very, very bad thing. Ooh, this is bad again, too. So down here, not too much has happened so far. We've got a 2 CS difference in Tristana's favor. 4 CS now, it's probably about to, you know, trade back and forth quite a bit. But not really too big of a difference there. Braum's taking a lot of damage so that Ezreal can go and get that CS. Oh, gets hit by the bind there. And it doesn't really matter too much as they actually apply that stun there to the Thresh. Thresh is getting pretty low, forced to flash out. And then, of course, Tristana jumps out. Looks like Braum still wants to go for it a little bit, but Ezreal's like, no, no, no. We don't want to do that. We don't have time for that. So... mid lane, of course, Annie just doing a little bit of harass there with her auto attacks. Definitely what you want to do is Annie. She's got that massive range. We really haven't seen too much ganks yet from the Jarvan. Not really too surprising, given the fact that it is Jarvan. I mean, he's got the good knock-up and everything, but other than that, he really doesn't have too much. Kind of curious what's going on here. Probably a ward would be my guess, but it looks like it's a roam, which, I don't know, that seems a little silly to me. Come back down here. And we'll go back up to follow him in a second. But it looks like Zed... oh, he got 6. Yeah. As soon as he hit 6 there, that... since the Annie was not yet 6, you knew that was GG. And down she goes, indeed. Gnar's coming in from the side. He gets picked up with the ward, though. Honestly, I can't see him being able to do too much. Hops in, lands the boomerang, but honestly, that's not worth the roam at all. Kha'Zix is hanging around. If they decide to go back in on this... Kha'Zix could come in, and that's going to really hurt them. Instead, it kind of looks like the Gnar is just kind of hanging out mid lane, getting the CS, probably taking off Annie by a little bit there. Oh, he goes in. There we go. Uses that, well, obviously happens automatically, but he went ahead and shapeshifted there, got the flash out of Zed, so that's something at least. But again, I don't know that it's really worth what he missed out top lane. On the other hand, I mean... he hasn't really missed out on too much yet, as Swain has not yet pushed into the tower. But Annie's ticked. Annie says, get the heck out of my lane. I need to farm here. And Gnar was not really letting that go. He's headed top now, which I think he was picked up by that... was he picked up by that ward? Let's watch. Let me go ahead and get the vision here for Kha'Zix. I'm reasonably certain that, yes, he was picked up by this ward. So Kha'Zix has the opportunity to go in here. Yes, he was picked up by the ward. So I would not be at all surprised to see this Kha'Zix head top with the Swain and surprise this Gnar. Hey, yeah, there we go. He goes in onto that Gnar. Gnar's trying his best to get out. Does he have flash? He's got to jump. He does have flash. He's got to get out of this. But, again, that's keeping him away from that top lane for even longer, and now he's missing these minions. He stayed mid way too long there, and honestly, that was 100% not worth it. I don't know why he stuck around that long. I don't know if he wanted Andy to go in onto the Zed with him or what. But either way, it did not end up working out. And yeah, I definitely don't think that was the best decision there. In the meantime, looks like Ezreal's getting destroyed down here now too. Got hit with a flay there. That's never a good sign. Got ignited. Oh, the ultimate as well. And actually, just kidding. Not an ultimate. Just a big shot. I believe that would be her E, yeah? Yeah, that was her E, not her ultimate. She's not, well, she just hit 6. But, yeah, securing that, there was a double kill there for that Tristana. And actually, Annie just hit 6 and was able to go ahead and destroy Zed, who went in on her under tower. So she got the stun off on him there. And, of course, that resulted in a dead Zed. And she survived because, you know, Annie's stunned. Just barely, but she did survive. If she sticks around for too much longer, though, that's not going to be the case because Kha'Zix is on his way down, and he could probably assassinate her pretty fast, and she's way too far forward for this. I think she may be about to die. He does get picked up by that ward, though. She's headed back. I don't know if he has vision of this or not. I don't think so. She's going to successfully get out of this. He actually could have gone for this, but he didn't have vision of her, so he didn't realize he could have gone for it. Gnar is back up to the top lane. He is 1 level behind the Swain, which isn't too terrible, but again, he is being bullied again. And not really surprising. Swain's actually pretty darn powerful. I may end up trying him out for the top lane, because honestly, I think he would be pretty fun. There is that transformation. Again, you don't get to control it, so it just happens whenever. We've got engagement happening down here. I want to see what exactly is going on here. Looks like Kha'Zix went to steal this. It went to the Jarvan, who apparently decided to chase Kha'Zix. Probably not a good idea when your allies are not anywhere close. He does go in on the Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix is getting low, but in comes the Zed, and that is a double buff there to Zed. And now Annie's even more unhappy. You know she is just not happy with this at all. Gnar is on his way back down again. Probably not going to have too much happen. He's going to counter jungle, apparently. Because why not? And, of course, Annie, probably not happy right now because her enemy has double buff. Granted, at least he's not a mana champion, so don't worry about that. But the energy is still gained. Ooh. Out comes that Braum ulti, hits absolutely nothing. And now Braum is forced to go ahead and jump out of that because he took a lot of damage there for really not much benefit. Zed's on his way up to take down this Gnar. Gnar's like, please leave me alone. And, oh, in comes Jarvan. They are going for Zed now, who puts the death mark onto Gnar. Gnar jumps out. Flash, actually just, not a flash. That was a teleport to Shadow. Not a flash. And now Zed is actually doing his best to take down the Jarvan. Didn't end up happening, but neither did Jarvan take down the Zed. That is a kill there for Zed, and absolutely nothing for Jarvan or Gnar. And yeah, I'm definitely not impressed so far with Gnar. Just the champion in general, so far. But you know, again, it could just be that he hasn't been playing it much, or nobody has. So we'll see what ends up happening later on. Braum decided to go a little too deep there. I think he wanted that kill on the Thresh, but Ezreal was not on the same page, and honestly, even if he was, going for that was probably not a good idea. The Kha'Zix was on his way down, and he actually did successfully get out of that at least, but honestly, Braum was way too low to go for that. And he's coming in. We've got a teleport coming in from the Gnar, who missed his boomerang and then missed catching it as well, so pretty much nothing came of that. And of course, Andy's going to be forced to back off here, and now we see Gnar stealing the CS again. Actually trying to steal the CS, but not getting too much of it. Ezreal's a little too good at CSing. Nope. Okay, he's going to go ahead and back off now, which is probably for the best there. Right. Kha'Zix counter jungling here. Swain had to back up to the top. He's having a pretty good game. He's got this Rod of Ages so far, and Gnar has double Doran's and a longsword. Not what you want to have against this Swain when you're Gnar. Which anybody. Kha'Zix going in, doing some damage here to Braum. I can't see him finishing off right there, but he actually is doing quite a bit of damage. Kept him off of that tower, which does allow these two to finish it off. And that's definitely going to be a good thing for them. They ping the dragon there, says, hey, let's go. And Gnar's just kind of chilling out down here. Okay, so it looks like they all decided to AFK. Sweet. Okay, so I wish I'd known that before. It's great for these guys, but kind of annoying that these guys decided to go ahead and do that. Darn it, guys. Why would you do this? And that's going to be the game right there. These guys, if they wanted to, could go ahead and shove mid. I would not be surprised if there was some all chat going on right now saying, please shove mid, guys. We're done. But yeah. Wow. This is a challenger game, too. That's always really surprising to me, seeing behavior like this in challenger. I don't know. It's always stereotyped as being more of a bronze mentality. Just the whole giving up and then just rage quitting like that. But honestly, it's not. It's just a people thing. And even challengers do it. I've had other games like that before in my channel. I don't remember who it was at the time, but that one was an NA challenger, and they did the same. And yeah, these guys did actually go ahead, push mid, and that definitely tells me that there was a call from those guys saying, hey, yeah, shove mid. We're done. I don't know, it feels like 1 to 8 is not really rage quit worthy, honestly. I really would have liked to see a bit more Gnar, and just to see how he works late game, but unfortunately we're not going to get to late game here, and this is going to be GG at the 13-minute mark. That is kind of sad, but really kind of good for these guys. Ends up being a short game, and he comes in, gets the kill. Just kidding, gets bound there by the Thresh. She goes down. In comes Braum, misses his ultimate, and does nothing. He dies too. Is he going to get the kill on Kha'Zix before the end? Nope. That's not going to be enough. And these guys are going to be able to live completely just unkilled. Unkilled. The only one who died once was Zed. Oh, the binding, they're going to go for another kill here on Jarvan. Nope, he's going to jump away. And that's going to be the game. Very disappointing ending there, but that's the way it is sometimes. So, I hope you guys enjoyed it, even with the random rage quit there from the blue team. I still enjoyed watching everybody else and just seeing a little bit of how Gnar is played. Sort of. Have a good night, guys. Bye.